Okay, guys, we are here at the Elkhart County 4-H Fair today with Dave and Tyler. We're going to be interviewing some kids in the 4-H barns, so let's go get into it.
So, what is your name?
Jaden Rassey.
Jaden, you are from, what is your town in Elkhart County?
Goshen, Indiana.
You live in Goshen. How many years have you been in 4-H?
I've been in 4-H for 9 years now.
Okay, what all have you shown in those 9 years? Just give us a rundown or whatever you've shown.
I've just done dairy feeder for these 9 years, and I've had a ton of fun doing it.
What is your name?
My name's Logan Miller.
How many years have you been in 4-H?
This is my 10th year.
You've been in 10 years. Have you shown dairy feeder calves the whole time, or did you show other animals as well?
Just feeder calves, yeah.
Yeah. And what is your name?
Caitlin Lamb.
Caitlin Lamb. Yeah, and your 7th year, and you show other animals besides these dairy cattle?
I have a dairy feeder calf.
You have a dairy feeder calf, and that's over in the other barn. You'll show that later this afternoon?
Yes.
Okay. What is your name?
Gretchen Fervida.
You're Gretchen Fervida. You live in southern Elkhart County?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And how many years have you been in 4-H?
7 years.
7 years. And what have you shown in those 7 years?
My first 6 years I did only swine club, and this was my first year with a dairy feeder.
Okay, very good.
Good afternoon. What is your name?
Izzy Smith.
Izzy Smith. And you're right here near the fairgrounds, or where do you live?
We live pretty close to the fairgrounds, not too far away.
So how long have you been in 4-H?
Well, I've been in actual 4-H this is my 3rd year, but I've done mini 4-H a little bit on and off through the years that I could do mini 4-H.
So 3 years. Have you always done the dairy feeder?
Yes, but all 3 years I've done dairy feeder.
Okay. Well, good afternoon. What is your name?
My name is Braden Kearns.
All right, Braden. Are you enjoying your week at the fair?
Yes.
All right. How long have you been in the dairy 4-H or in the 4-H?
This is my first year doing it.
This is your first year. All right. Well, a lot of new things to learn, I'm guessing. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Bailey family. What's your name?
Weston Bailey.
Russell Bailey.
Tyler Miller.
Cool, there's one that's not a Bailey, but he's showing with the Baileys, correct? And how long have you been showing?
This is my 7th year showing beef.
And how long have you shown?
This is my 5th year showing. My 4th year showing.
Have you always shown beef cattle?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
I have to.
Have you shown any other animal species at all?
I've showed chickens and swine.
I've shown chickens and horses.
Chickens and dairy feeder and goats.
Have you won some of the shows, won some classes in the past?
I've won a few of my classes with the Hoover's feed, and then I've also won some showmanship.
So that speaks a little bit of what kind of a person you are in the show ring. You can handle yourself well. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. And you're here with your family. You got uncles, aunts, grandparents. Who all's here with you?
Mom and dad, brother, aunt and uncles, and grandma and grandpas.
Okay. You had a pretty good rate of gain on these calves. Can you give us some information on what kind of rate of gain you had on these?
Yeah, these were about 5.5. I got one at home that was closer to like 6-7 a day pounds. So, yeah, they were a lot higher than past years by far.
That's an incredible rate of gain. Usually on a Holstein, if we can get, overall, if we can get 3.5, 4 pounds, we're incredibly impressed.
Yeah.
What are the breeds here that you're showing today?
I have a Guernsey, 3 Ayrshires, and a Shorthorn, and my feeder calf is a Holstein.
Okay. Do you have to milk them at your house, or do you put them off to another farm to milk when they're ready to milk?
Currently we have one milking at my house.
Okay. And you guys drink that milk as well?
No.
You feed that milk to the pigs or the calves?
We feed them to 2 little baby steers.
Okay, I got you. And that fattens them out really well.
Yeah.
I bet it does. What is the difference between raising swine and dairy feeder? Did you have to learn new things?
Yeah, I completely learned something new. I've always been around cows, but never knew like how to actually break them, walk them, showmanship with them. Their feeding is completely different, and their care that you give them is way different than a pig, so it was a completely new experience.
Did the dairy feeder calf stay in the pen better than the pig?
Kind of, except for if mom was working with it, it usually got out. So.
Oh, okay, a little bigger, but a little more easily tamed,
yeah.
maybe. I got you.
Kind of.
Okay. Have you done any other species?
Not any livestock. This is the only club that I've been in. I mean, I've done like other things in the exhibitors building, but
Can you explain some of those other projects to us?
cake decorating and foods.
Okay, so you make some pretty good food. Did you win any blue ribbons in that food thing?
Yes, I won a blue ribbon for cake decorating and foods.
Has your 4-H calves, have you won anything with the feeder calves?
My first year I won 5th place, and my second year I won 7th place in my class.
Very good, very good.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your steer here? You got him what month?
February.
February, all right. And are you the one that take care of him? April?
Yeah.
Okay. It's fully your responsibility to take care of him?
Yes.
Do you think in the future you'll be doing this again?
Yes.
All right.
You guys have a bunch of blue ribbons from past shows?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What have you won blue ribbons on?
Beef, goats, dairy feeder, basically anything I've shown.
Yeah, everything I've shown.
Nice.
I've gotten one on horses and one on cow.
So what would you say? You fed some Hoover feed along the way. What are some other? You don't have to give any of your secrets away. But what are some other things you do to get the calf ready for show?
Clean them a lot, feed them a ton, and give them clean water.
How much time do you spend like walking them, training them, breaking them? Do you do something special to break them?
Just start walking them early. We walk them about once a day for about 30 minutes, and that's pretty much it.
What was kind of the thing that you felt like changed this year that changed the way they turned out?
Definitely the feed we've been giving them. It made them a lot bigger and more like muscular rather than what we've used in the past.
Do you have like secret sauces that you add at the house?
A couple, but
yeah, don't tell them to anybody because that's your secrets. You got to keep it.
yeah.
What are your feed plan for these cows?
So this is my little show project. I got her as a 4-day-old calf. I bought her from a sale. I really want to get some more body on her, and I want to get more growth on her.
Okay.
So.
Do you want her to grow taller, or do you want her to have more body condition?
I want her to grow taller.
You want some height.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what do you do to get some height?
I'm feeding a higher protein grain, and I'm also feeding 35% protein pellets
That's
with
absolutely
an 18% grain.
That's great. That's exactly how you should do it from a nutrition standpoint.
What made you decide to transition from pigs to dairy feeder? Just something
Well,
different?
I still have pigs, but I've always wanted to have beef, and dairy feeder was what Dad would let me have, so that's what I took, and I took it up on it, so.
Yeah.
So, and so you've been at it 7 years. Are you going to plan to do dairy feeder calves the rest of the time?
Yeah, I plan to do it, and I think my younger brother is going to also do it next year with me.
No more swine.
No, I'm going to continue to do swine.
You have swine here this year as well. Okay, very good. Okay.
Is there anything this year that gives you high hopes of placing higher?
The fact that he looks a little bit beefier this year, like he's shorter and but wider this year, it gives me some hope.
Very good. Do you where do you go to get your calves? Do you have some family connections or some farms that you know of?
We have friends that my parents know that we get our calves from, and when they don't have what we need, we go to other people and find them.
So can you tell me some highlights, things you enjoy with being a part of the feeder club?
You get to spend time with the calf a lot and learn new things about responsibility and discipline.
Have you had any other animals before, any other responsibilities at your house?
Yes, I have a dog that I take care of.
Okay, very good.
What's your favorite part about showing beef?
Winning.
Oh, winning.
Winning certain things, yeah.
Can you all three win at the same time?
Yeah,
Like,
not very common.
you're in different classes, so
Yeah.
it would be possible. So how old would some of these be behind us? Are they
1.5 years old.
18 months.
18 months? Okay.
Wow. And it takes a lot of grain to get a beef cow where you need that thing to be, right? Beef steer.
3% of their body weight every day, twice a day.
It's a good call. That 3% number is pretty steady across cattle.
So this is your 9th year. Do you do things really different now than you did 9 years ago? Like a lot of learning and things each year you do better than the year before? Or have you had a pretty rigid pattern since day one?
I think we've changed some stuff up a bit. Definitely started walking the calves earlier has helped a ton. Just getting friendly with them.
When you go pick a calf like this year, is there certain things you look for? Like you got 10 years under your belt. As time goes on, like I want that one, I don't want that one. Certain things you look for, and you don't even have to tell if it's some of your secret sauce.
I mean, I'll make sure that the calf's not too leggy, like too tall. You can kind of tell if they're short and stocky at the start, but it is kind of a roll of the dice still, because I mean, stuff changes. So, but I usually go for like a short, stocky calf if I can. Those are the ones I'm looking for.
What are some things that with your 7 years of experience, that you do each year to improve on the year before? Just basically mistakes you made or watching others?
So something that I tend to do is I like to, starting like when I first get them, I start to fatten them up. And then I've slowly learned that if you fatten them up in the beginning, it's a lot harder to get them to slim down for show season. So I'm trying to feed them higher protein to make them grow taller and not gain so much weight.
Right. So protein grows the skeleton, and then corn and carbohydrates put the condition on them for sure. You have 3 more years left. And then after that, do you have a plan for what you want to do in the future after 4-H is over?
I definitely don't want to leave agriculture or livestock behind. I think I envision myself going to somewhere for college and getting some degree in agriculture, maybe ag business or something where I could be the part of the next generation of our farm.
Very good.
So with this being your first year in the dairy feeder, and it being maybe a learning curve, are there things you'll do different next year that you didn't know for this year? Like it was more, this was your learning year, next year you'll be professional, or?
Well, I told myself that I would need to start walking them and working with showmanship earlier. And I mean, that's my main thing that I thought about when I got to the fair. Like, what else would I have done differently? It's just just training them and like learning to be able to break them, walk them, and get them more used to me quicker.
You don't have to share any secrets, but what are some things that you're changing to try to get a better calf every year?
We just we take what we saw last year, and if we think of things that we could do differently in the next year, and we just learn from our past experience.
For sure, that's a good way to do it.
You'll be showing later today. Are you nervous?
Yes.
I can imagine, especially if it's your first year. So looking into future years, are there things that you've already seen this year that maybe you would do different next year, or maybe it's still a little too early to tell?
Still a little too early to tell.
Okay.
So you don't have to give us any of your secrets, but what are some things you look for whenever you're picking a calf in the beginning?
Wide legs, big butt.
Muscle.
Kind of a stocky cow.
There you go. Kind of like the majority of humans, right? That's unfortunate, but on cattle, that's the big deal.
Are there certain things when you go to pick a calf out that you look for in a calf? Like, that's the calf I want, that I don't want. Obviously, you don't want something too tall and thin, but certain things you personally look for?
We look for in the snout. We look for a shorter snout. We like that look. We want it to be curious. So when we walk up to the pen, we want the calf out, checking us out, wanting food. I think the other thing we look for is the build. We want the wide body as much as we can get at that age.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, no, those are great calls. I wouldn't have heard that explained like that, but that's a great idea, because the genetic makeup of the calf is going to have a lot to do with your final calf. And I always stress that, but it's really hard to find calves. How do you go about looking for calves? Do you have connections with farms, or where do you go to look for them?
Yeah, we have a few connections. My uncle actually knows a guy, and he usually gives us a calf every year. So
that's good. So we know that like finding a Holstein bull calf is very difficult these days, because you have farmers breeding gender select semen and getting all heifer calves, or they're breeding to beef so that they don't have to raise too many heifers, because raising heifers is expensive. Where all do you go to look for a calf?
We'll go around to like some of the Amish farms around here to see if we can find some that look more less cross or not cross, because I mean, yeah, like you said, they're mixing them up. You know, we're getting some beef in there, and so we go local first, but if not, we'll go other places. We'll go down south, up north. I mean, we're all over. So
if I'm not mistaken, you went all the way to Wisconsin looking this year, correct?
Yeah.
But came up dry still.
Yeah, those are they're all cross. So
very good.
Are you the only sibling in the family that does 4-H, or do you have other?
I have two older brothers. They are 22, so they are out of 4-H, but they did 10 years of 4-H.
Okay, and what did they show?
Dairy and dairy feeder.
Okay, kind of down the same line. You've never shown any sheep or poultry?
I want to show a goat, though.
You want to show a goat? What's the reason you want to show a goat?
Because they're cute. I don't know.
That's a great reason.
I'm kind of tired of cows right now. I need something to spice up my life.
You need some variety. I got you. That makes sense.
One other question would be, so I grew up on a dairy farm, and looking at a dairy calf, I knew what I would have liked. When you went to pick a calf, or maybe your dad picked it for you, are there certain things you look for in a calf that you thought, oh, this is the one I want to show?
When I went to look for a calf, the few times I did go with, I just looked mainly at, are they healthy? Are they sound? Are they going to be able to have a long-lasting life? Are they going to be able to gain at a correct weight to make it to fair? And that was the main things I tried to go from.
Well, we really appreciate you buying our feed, and we thank you for being a good customer, and we hope you do really well at the show.
Thanks.
Yeah, so you're here today with your mom and dad. Are there any other family members here to support you?
My brother.
Your brother. Is he older or younger than you?
Older.
Has he done any showing before?
Yeah, this is his second year doing it.
Oh, okay, very good. So you might have a pretty good teacher at that rate then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're how many more years do you have in 4-H? 3 years. You got big plans after that?
Not really.
Take what comes after that. You still planning to show beef cows the whole time?
Yeah, we have farm at home. We have 7 cows. So.
Okay. Are you guys? Where are you guys located in Elkhart County? Are you in Goshen? You're in Bristol.
I'm in Goshen.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate your business, and we hope you do really well in the show.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your business, and thanks for doing the interview. We appreciate it.
Yep. Awesome. That's good.
Now, I did hear across the speaker earlier today, you actually, one of these, you got first place with?
Yeah, so I got first place with my winter calf Ayrshire, and then I got first place with my spring yearling shorthorn.
Thank you for your business at Hoover Feed. We actually appreciate it.
Glad to have you be a part of the Hoover Feed outfit.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you for the interview.
Yeah,
you did really well. Yes. Thank you very much for your business. We really appreciated that. We actually love it when 4-H kids come in and get their feed, and we build relationships in the community like that. So we're thankful for your business.
And I hope you have a great evening here showing. And I also want to thank you for your business here at Hoover Feed.
Well, one of the things that's very important to us is your business at Hoover's, and we appreciate that a lot. So we thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for doing the interview.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Appreciate your time.
Natural in front of a camera. That's good.
Okay, guys, that is it for this video. I know we didn't make it to all the different barns and interviewing kids, but we appreciate everyone's business, whatever 4-H club you're in. So, again, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. And we'll see you on the next one.
When you show horses, I don't know anything about horses. When you show horses, what are they looking for when they judge you?
Well, in pleasure, they're looking for you, how you look, and how your horse, like the size of your horse and what your horse looks like.
Okay. Well, that's pretty neat. And in poultry, what are they judging in poultry? I don't know anything about poultry.
I don't know much about it. I did it for like 2 years, and I said I was done. I didn't enjoy it.
On poultry, you judge like the weight and how wide it is and the length and like how heavy its wings are.
So we got the youngest guy that really actually knows what's happening here, I'm guessing, huh?
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. I didn't know anything about poultry, but
I don't
that
either.
sounds like you guys stepped up your game here with these beef cattle. That takes a real man to run these big animals through the show ring.